Hello and welcome back to another episode of Field Vision with Coach Clinton. I'm your host, Brian Clinton, contributor over at OUinsider.com. And today we are talking about Oklahoma's new offensive coordinator, Seth Littrell. Now, we don't have a game to prepare for. Unfortunately, Oklahoma is not in the Big 12 championship this week, but we are still going to look over some game film that pertains to Oklahoma, just maybe in a different way than what we've been used to this season. We're actually going to look at some of North Texas film back during the time when Littrell was the head coach there. We're going to look at a game from 2021 tonight. But just some background on Littrell. He's 45 years old, obviously played fullback at Oklahoma from 1997 to 2000. Listen to this name of mentors between Seth Littrell and Joe John Finley, who is now the co-offensive coordinator. Mark Mangino, Mike Leach, Kevin Wilson, Larry Fedora, Josh Heupel, Art Briles, Jeff Lebby, obviously, and Lincoln Riley. So those guys know offense. That's a lot of offensive mentors, a lot of tutors for these guys over the years. And now when we look at what Jeff Lebby has left for these guys in the cupboard, proverbially, with the roster in the position that it is for Oklahoma, it's really easy to get excited about some of these things. So let's look at what the Sooners have to work with here, and what Seth Littrell brings to the table as an offensive coordinator. So we are going to take a look here at UTSA versus North Texas back in 2021. Mind you, this is not Seth Littrell as an offensive coordinator. He's the head coach here, but he still was very heavily involved in the offense here. So first thing we see is GT counter. I'm going to slow this down here. I like to watch this at 3/4 speed. It just kind of helps everything flow a little bit better. So you've got 11 personnel out there, and really nice play to open up the drive here. GT counter, it goes for a big play. Obviously the personnel that he had at North Texas is not going to be what it is at Oklahoma, obviously. So exciting to see how that all works out. We've got a version of split zone here. You got your backside tackle pulling across and sealing the edge, which is good. Again, another run play. You're going to continue to see some of the same schemes. They may just fit differently. They may look a little bit different. But there will be some changes. I think one thing that I noted from watching this was the use of an H-back more than a tight end, at least the way that he was used as far as motion and how much he was in the backfield and rather than in line. Still, we saw Stogner offset quite a bit, but it just feels like there's more motion here in this offense. On this play, you can see pretty clearly the ball was meant to go to the tight end here off of an RPO look. As soon as that linebacker comes up into the run fit, 87 comes open. That's where that's where the quarterback wants to put the ball, but obviously doesn't make the throw. So again, similar things to what we saw from Jeff Lebby during his time in Norman, but I think the use of a tight end is going to be something that you hope to see Oklahoma do more of going forward. Okay, we're going to skip through some of the defensive and special teams stuff here. Look strictly at offensive plays. So we've got double tight down here on the right side, bottom side of the screen here. Two tight ends in the formation, both on one side, and you've got a pistol back in the backfield. And we've got read option. Obviously, this is going to be something that we see Jackson Arnold do next year in the NFL, in the SEC. Hopefully doesn't take too many shots doing that, but it is something we'll see him do. And I will say, one of the things that kind of rings true about Seth Littrell, whenever you talk to some of his former players, is he really demands toughness and grit from his guys. And so I think having him and Bill Bedenbaugh working in symmetry with the offensive line moving forward, I think it'll be a good thing for the Sooners. Not that Jeff Lebby and Bill Bedenbaugh didn't see eye to eye on philosophy in the offense, but I do think there's going to be, it does feel as if there will be a little more aggressive mentality when it comes to running the football, and not necessarily being more run-oriented than Jeff Lebby was, because I don't think that'll be the case. I guess what I'm saying is the offensive line will be expected to come off the ball a little differently. It won't be as much RPO. I would imagine there will be more designed runs when the ball is run. So that'll be something to be watching for. All right, we've got. It's hard to really tell what this is. Maybe a pin and pull. Maybe some sort of counterplay. But you have your tight end blocking off the backside. So I don't know what exactly you would call that. But again, another run play here. Another play where the running back's got some space to work with. Next play here, second and what do we have here? I was about to say it's not second and 4. We've got first and goal on the 1 yard line, and this one gets stuffed here. So what are we looking at? This is kind of that same split zone thing that we saw earlier, where the backside tackle pulls. And then we've got there's two tight end down here at the bottom, and 3 works his way in. So more 12 personnel, which is something we didn't see Oklahoma run hardly any of this year. So need to find another tight end that you trust to get out there on the field. All right. We've got, this will be interesting here. So we've got an inline tight end down here at the bottom of the line of scrimmage. You've got a wide receiver in motion, something obviously you see a lot of with Oklahoma. It's spread, which we're still going to see a lot of spread. That's what this offense is going to run out of. And attacking the flats, attacking vertically, running the ball in these spread formations as the defense is wider, making them cover every inch of grass. That's a spread thing, and that's going to continue to be the case with Seth Littrell calling the plays. So don't expect that to change. If you were hoping that Seth Littrell was going to bring I formation football back to Oklahoma, you're probably going to be disappointed. I think that you could definitely see some under center, a little pro style, but there's not going to be nearly the it's not going to be any sort of I formation for Oklahoma throughout. You're gonna still see the spread things that has kind of swept college football over the last decade or so. So all right, let's get to the next offensive play here. Look at this. If you like bunch formation, if you like jumbled backfields, this is going to be the offense for you. This just presents a lot of issues for the linebackers and safeties. Lots of communication here is going to be needed. So not only do you have a tight end on the line of scrimmage, you've got an H-back in the backfield, you've got wide receivers pulled in and an offset running back here. And this is one of those plays where it ends up getting blown up here, but the play design is just the misdirection, everything that's going on there. That's something that you've heard about Seth Littrell, is that he, I believe I read something today. Somebody called him a wizard just in how he designs plays and calls them. So very creative. Here again, we see another effective GT counter. This is another really good looking play. I mean, it blocks up really well, and North Texas was able to have some success with that. Let's see him put it in the air here. We've got stacks wide receivers here. Again, just another issue to cause for the defenders. More things that they have to worry about as far as communication goes. And you're spreading guys out, finding space. And this is, I know 88 obviously isn't Drake Stoops, but this is something that Drake Stoops would have done really well. He's proven to be that all year long, finding space in the zone, and so you'll continue to see that be something that Oklahoma tries to do. under new leadership. All right, look again. We are down in the end zone. We've got 2 tight end once again, and we're running the football. Man, 3 just made him look silly on that play. We've got physical and aggressive mentality when it comes to running the football down in the end zone. I like that. I think that that's something that's going to benefit Oklahoma when they go to the SEC. Certainly, more physical football teams in the SEC do better. They have more success, and I think that that's going to be something that's going to help Oklahoma on the offensive side of the ball. Because there have been times where I have maybe thought Oklahoma got too cute. Maybe they got too cute against Kansas. They got too cute against Oklahoma State at times. With Jeff Lebby, it did feel like sometimes instead of doing what he knew would work, he was trying to find a way to reinvent the wheel. Or at least that was the sentiment that was shared with the people around me. And I think that that's going to be less of the case with Littrell. I think that you're going to see him just kind of lean on his playmakers and put them in good situations, which Jeff Lebby did a really good job of as well. So let's find the next offensive play here for the Mean Green. All right, we are in the second quarter now. Again, we're running the football here, and as they've had success running the football, he continues to run the football. That is, there was an interview with Littrell early on in his time, I believe at Indiana, and they asked him about his tendencies, about what does he want to be balanced running the football and passing the football. And the way that he explained it was balance to him was not necessarily being 50-50 run pass, but having successful running plays and explosive passing plays. And so if you can have 70 plays like that a game, that's balance. And so, maybe in his time since then, he's probably grown in maturity as far as being able to hide his tendencies and give opposing defensive coordinators less to work with. But I will say, in the stuff that I have watched on him, he does do a good job of remaining balanced. So over the years, he has been a little more pass heavy than run heavy. But in the latter years of his time with North Texas, he did seem to lean on the run a little bit more. So we'll just have to see how that ends up playing out in the long run in Norman. Hold on here. I about skipped past this. This actually ends up going for a touchdown somehow. Again, look, we've got 2 tight ends in the and they're both hand in the dirt tight ends down here at the bottom of the screen. And somehow 3, don't know his name, I should probably after that run, finds his way into the end zone. But again, 2 inline tight ends, 2 guys on the line of scrimmage with their hand in the dirt, just not things that you've seen from Oklahoma this year. And that may have just been something that they ran for this particular game. But I do think that there are going to be times when you see two tight ends stuff out of Oklahoma, which just wasn't the case. It wasn't the case this year or last. We've got 12 personnel here running the football. The Mean Green are up 31-13 on an undefeated and 22nd ranked UTSA team. And they're doing it by pounding the football. And this is an offense that a lot of people just saw as pass heavy, and obviously it bit the Roadrunners in this one. This game was pretty ugly at this point. So I would be I'd be very happy if I was an Oklahoma fan. I would just be very happy that you had a guy like Littrell on your staff that was ready to take over and be an offensive coordinator. Because look, there's not many times when there's not many places in the country where a program is in good enough standing that you can bring in multiple former head coaches who were just let go to be analysts, to be position coaches, to be guys that have had that can take that hat off and not be the head coach anymore and be happy with fulfilling their role as an analyst. So to have guys like that, to have Littrell, to have Matt Wells, it's a big deal, and it really just points to the health of the program under Venables. So don't look at it as the easy way out. I really truly feel that given what Oklahoma has on the roster, the coaching staff that they have, to keep that in congruence and to keep everybody together and in place going into the SEC was a big deal, and promoting Seth Littrell to offensive coordinator obviously did that. All right. If you've been watching this with us, you know that this is some sort of split zone or insert there from the tight end, and this is the third running back that I've seen bust a big one in this game. I mean, North Texas just gashed UTSA in this game on the ground, and they just kept going back to it, which is for folks that are a little older than me, have been watching Oklahoma football for a long time. That will be music to their ears. That instead of trying to find new ways to get the ball downfield, they continue to just do what works. So it's going to be not necessarily a simpler offense. I wouldn't say that. I would say it's still going to have plenty of wrinkles and folds to it, but you've certainly seen, at least in this game, that whenever things are going well, Littrell likes to keep that going here. All right, here is, if you've heard air raid, if you've heard the term air raid, this is a little bit of Mike Leach showing here, and we've got just a beautiful play. Play action's one of my favorite things in football. Just to see what it does to the secondary and linebackers here. Watch everybody just pause to see what happens with that running back, because they've had so much success running the football. It makes them pause and take time to see what's going on, and by the time they react, you've already got a wide receiver behind the defense there. So look, this is you're going to see this from Oklahoma still. This is going to be a thing that the Sooners do, pushing the ball down the field. They still want to score from deep. It's still going to be a very aggressive offense in the intermediate to deep passing game. But again, I would expect some personnel things to change a little bit. Maybe some more tight end featured. Some new concepts in the running game, obviously. But when you have Joe John Finley helping set things up in the game plan, when you've got Seth Littrell using the experience that he's had over the years, it's going to help. And obviously, when you have the level of athlete that Oklahoma is going to have for them to work with, it's going to be really fun. This is a guy that has spent time at Indiana and Arizona and North Carolina, and while those programs in their own respect are good, they're just they don't have the same caliber of athlete that Oklahoma does, and that is, there's no two ways about it. That's just how this works. So that's going to wrap it up for us today, guys. Thank you so much for just coming back and watching the videos and keeping up with us over here at OUinsider.com. We appreciate you guys. Hope that you guys had a great holiday. And if you're not on OU Insider with us right now, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, we've got another promo. If you missed out on 75% off, we have another promo going right now, 50% off of a year on OU Insider. You've got to get over there and take advantage of this if you haven't already, and it's going to be worth your while, I promise. Parker and Brandon do a fantastic job over there, getting things out to you guys constantly about recruiting, the latest news with the team. Jesse and I obviously cover the team and keep you guys caught up over there. So if you go to OU Insider right now, you get 50% off of VIP. For $49, you get an entire year. That gets you through Oklahoma's first entire regular season in the SEC. As crazy as that sounds, that's what's going on. So go over there, get signed up if you're not. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching the videos. Hope you guys like this one. And we will, obviously, whenever Oklahoma has its bowl opponent, we will do lots of deep dives into that stuff. So thank you guys once again, and we will see you next time.